Welcome back to Alyssa's Movie Take. So that's all she wrote for season 2 of The Chosen. We'll do this review of just episode 8, and we are set up for the Sermon on the Mount. And so it's kind of a cast party. We get to see a lot of old familiar faces, including Eden, who I've missed very much. I wish she had some more screen time, just saying. But it was in the midst of a lot of great mom moments and like women moments and like kind of women-men dynamic of, hey, you should wear this. And he's like, okay, you pick for me because I really don't care what I wear, which is funny. I'm just sort of having dad flashbacks right now to my father, who is like hates women fussing over him anyway. So that was a really cool moment of the show. I was a little confused at first of why we were starting the season finale with contract negotiations. And then all of a sudden, the second time we saw those two characters, I was like, oh, I know what's happening here. No spoilers, I won't say anything. But as soon as you saw them the second time, I was like, oh, I know who they are. And I know which one is Wiz. And I was right. Because I don't know. I'm a writer, so I was like, oh, I know who that is. And I know the Bible enough. But anyway, I actually thought when we first saw them contract negotiating that it was Abraham. Because at some point he buys a field. And so I thought it was something to do with Abraham buying a field. And then later it would tie somehow into the Sermon on the Mount. But it did not. It was something different. So that was cool. Mostly the beginning of this episode was pretty slow. I didn't mind when Jesus and Matthew were talking to each other, but there were certain pieces, I guess that they're probably setting it up for season 3, but I was like, we've covered this territory. The disciples are bickering. Mary's still dealing with some of her guilt of leaving, and the Shmuel and his friend are still kind of just being annoying and wanting to get that report through. But you do get introduced to Shammai, who is probably going to be more of a prominent character in the future. Hopefully he's a little bit more interesting of a Pharisee, and we're going to see some of those dynamics of more the politics of the Sanhedrin show up in the future season, because that does play a lot into Jesus' ultimate demise. Spoiler, Jesus dies in this show. If you didn't know this, Jesus is eventually going to die in this show, but don't worry, it's not the end. So, overall, I thought it was a good episode. I really liked the ending. I like how when they do a slow-mo Jesus, I will say that they do a slow-mo Jesus. That's not a spoiler. They did it in the first season too. But yeah, so when they have that sort of like, he's a hero moment, it's really great. And I will do my full review soon. But let me know what you thought of the season finale in the comments below. And I'd just love to hear your take on this episode and this season. Talk to you soon.